Over the next couple of weeks, Lauren and I stayed in touch via text. She kept me updated on her doctor's appointments and how she was feeling. It was strange navigating this new dynamic with someone I had such a complicated history with. Then, about a week ago, things took an unexpected turn. Lauren called me, sounding panicked. She said she had started bleeding and was on her way to the hospital. Without thinking, I rushed to meet her there. The next few hours were a blur of tests, worried, waiting, and tense conversations with doctors. Finally, we got the news. Lauren had suffered a miscarriage. The doctor explained that it was unfortunately common in early pregnancies and that it wasn't anyone's fault. I was stunned. I hadn't even fully processed the idea of becoming a father, and now it was over. Lauren was devastated. Despite our past issues, seeing her in so much pain was heartbreaking. I stayed with her at the hospital until she was discharged. On the drive back to her place, we barely spoke. Once at her apartment, Lauren broke down. She apologized again for how she handled everything, saying she had been scared and didn't know what to do. She admitted that her past behavior, the jealousy, the accusations, had been wrong, and losing the baby had made her realize how much she had messed things up between us. I listened to her, feeling a complex mix of emotions. Part of me was sad about the loss of a potential child, even though I had been unsure about becoming a father. Another part felt relief, which then made me feel guilty. And there was still a small voice in the back of my mind, wondering if this whole thing had been real. I asked Lauren if she had told anyone else about the pregnancy. She said no, that she had been waiting to get past the first trimester before telling her family and friends. So now only my parents, John and I, knew about the whole situation. We talked for hours that night about the pregnancy, about our failed relationship, about where we go from here. Lauren said she was going to start therapy to work on her trust issues and jealousy. She didn't ask to get back together or try to manipulate the situation, which I appreciated. I told her I needed some time and space to process everything that had happened. She understood and agreed that it was probably for the best if we didn't see each other for a while. As I left her apartment that night, I felt drained but also somewhat relieved. The roller coaster of emotions over the past few weeks had been exhausting. Now, a week later, I'm still trying to make sense of everything that happened. I've been seeing a therapist to help me work through my feelings about the whole situation. It's been helpful to have a neutral party to talk to. I've also been doing a lot of thinking about my relationship with Lauren and my own behavior. While I still believe I was right to ask for proof of the pregnancy, I've realized that there were times in our relationship where I could have communicated better or been more understanding of her insecurities.